Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorning. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Now, please forgive me if my voice is a little scratchy or lower than usual. I'm having a little bit of problems with some allergy. The cottonwood is in the air, and that always gives me a little extra rumble to my grumble. But before we get into the commentary, that's not supposed to be there. Artifacts. Let's get some bills paid, shall we? First and foremost, we are made possible by IndieCD.org. Yes, IndieCD.org, the Independent Creator Directory. Your one-stop shop for the best in small business related to creative industries. So we're looking at authors, we're looking at artists, we're looking at editors, colorists, musicians, game designers, all in one place where for a little while longer you too can join their ranks for a one-time payment of $10 to Mr. Joe Bachman, who is running this wonderful program. Now, in June, that will be going up, like several other things that you will be discussing and reminding. Wow, my voice is really just doing things today. We'll figure it out. We're also made possible by sales of my comics. No, that's a later project. My books, sorry. The Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear. I will be soon highlighting some of my other books because I don't think they're getting enough love, and they are tied to the Big Stompy Robots core rule book. This whole universe is amazing. And as I am rebalancing my summer, I get to deep dive it, and I want to take you guys along on the journey. So you'll be hearing a lot more about some of the factions, some of the opportunities in games, some of the stories that are already written, some of the stories on the way. This is the keystone to that universe, and more is coming. I just have to reach out to my playtesters and find out who's doing what. I have some mechanical issues that I have to work on. But yes, you can support all my books there. Now I'm set up for the comments. I should give some accountability. This was a very, very busy weekend for me. Had our first practice in some time, and my brother showed up. scheduling conflicts ran rampant, and we only had my brother show up. So we doubled down. We spent the sunnier part of the day working on just some more upgrades and some more things for the facilities, because basically every year it takes a bush hog to get my backyard back into submission. And with the help of my lovely neighbor, Lester Wooten, and my brother, we were able to get most of it down. I have announcements for that, but that's more Historical Fencing Guild related. If you guys are interested, follow my other channel, the Historical Fencing Guild, where I post live fights. I do have two rather brief but fun live sparring videos I have to inspect and edit. One of them was recorded by my brother, and since he was behind the camera, his commentary is quite loud. It's fun. It's delightful. It's a good start. And when I look at it as getting to using a rapier when I couldn't close my hand not too long ago, and slowly building up, I think that's a pretty good place. Now, yes, I have to use ultralight weapons, but it's a start, and we'll see where it goes. Creatively, I actually have been busy, a lot of formatting, a lot of tweaking, and I'm going to be spending this week trying to wrap up one, if not two projects to get back anywhere near on the ball where I want to be. Doing so, it's challenging, but I want it out there, and I want it right, so I'm going to do it. And with this extreme heat wave coming, I will be able to sit inside and work on it, because I'm going to have I have a screen door that I purchased that apparently because they were custom framed, all the doors in my house are no longer common size. So I will have to find a way, to trim very carefully, my screen door to fit. We'll make it work. I have technologies, and I have people who can help. So that is in my immediate future. We also, there's some other stuff I wanted to talk about. Thanks to the people who reached out for me. It's just, I have one day out of the year that I turn off most of my efforts, and I let myself assess the feelings. And I think everybody needs a day like that. I'm sorry if it's not, as I build towards it, it's always harder, and I have to kind of come back down off of, or climb back up out of that whole place. But you have to stop and examine your emotions sometimes. You have to stop and reset and check who's carrying what, and are you doing okay? Are you doing good? It's just not as grim as some of my previous assessments of that. So thank you for the support, for the people who support me, and those who are like, I don't know what's going on. Don't worry. I'm well on my way back to my usual jovial self. It is just a scheduled release. It's not pleasant, but it's cathartic. And I will be spending the time in my study editing a few videos and answering some questions that are pressing for you guys to know. Now, I am sorry about how that affected my posting of my art time with Nick. Hopefully we can get back to a more normal schedule with that, because that is a wonderful program. I love doing it. I may do a bonus one sometime this week just to offset, because I didn't really get to do the fun stuff I normally do. So I hope you enjoy that. What else is on the block other than the fact I played a lot of Magic, and I've been doing a lot of stuff for some volunteer programs coming up. not much on my accountability that you guys would care about. So what I'm going to do, as apparently my voice is cutting in and out pretty bad today, I'm going to start going through your chats, and we'll see. If I start to lose my voice, I will simply have to call it. And if that's the case, I think everybody will understand. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run a commercial for Joe Bachman, and then we'll get into the chat, and I'll give you guys a chance to see who's doing what. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Joe Bachman with Behind the Code, Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch on the Independent Creator Directory pages. On this show, you'll be able to watch me go through and update the Independent Creator Directory website with new features or new members depending on what we have going on that week. Again, that's Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch on the Independent Creator Directory page. Joe Bachman again with The Burning is Love on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, also on the Independent Creator Directory Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch pages. To find out more about the Independent Creator Directory, visit indiecd.org to find other great authors, artists, game designers, and live streamers. On this stream, you'll get to watch me go through and do various word burning projects that I put on theburningislove.com. I look forward to seeing you guys there and hope you have a great day.
And I believe the great day is something you build toward and you make happen. So we're going to try to make it happen. Man, we're just going to have to work with what my voice is doing today. I'm sorry, I'm not my usual self. First through the door was Rich Asplin. Good morning, Rich. I had mail. Glad to hear it. Got my Beowulf 1 through 5 in the mail today, flipping through the art. Looks fantastic, and read a couple pages of issue 1. Love the dialogue. That's great to hear. Accountability laid some groundwork prose that will never see the light of day. Character development, background stuff with my head to get my head in the story. Okay, Rich. If it helps, I hope it makes you feel better. Because, I have a question for you, Rich, before we go. Do you have any of your old stories that are actually done? Any of them? Do you have any story that has an ending on it? Because I'm genuinely curious, when is the last time you completed a story? For all the stories you've started, when is the last time you actually finished one? And if it's those shorts, then all you need to do is cut and paste them into a single file and put them up as an ebook. Just pop, I hate to use a fairly vulgar term, but pop that cherry. Just do it and get it out there. The worst that'll happen is it won't sell. Oh, darn. But let's get that out there, Rich. It's time. Hey, Rich. Hey, Donna. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, Beowulf is a great story, and I love how Grant is handling it. Grant's a great writer. He's doing real well. It's a neat concept. Everyone seems to enjoy his work, and Carl's greeting everybody. Accountability. Didn't write too much, but I did a little. That counts, right? Absolutely. It's all about the accountability thing is not meant to be a drag. It's meant to just give you a place of clarity, hey, how am I doing? A look back, so that you can move forward. And through that, you can hopefully improve your situation. I noticed that throughout the years, I write in spurts of activity. That makes sense. I've been stuck in a funk and I can't get any story out, but building blocks are there. So I'm working on what I can get my brain out of the funk to actually get something out. Just be careful that it's just be careful that it doesn't become a gilded cage. Make sure you're not turning it into that part of your funk isn't comfortable. God, it sounds like a song lyric, but you can get addicted to a certain kind of sadness. And I don't mean to call you out, but the only way you're going to get better on this is to finish and promote. Get it out there, publish, promote. Because you have we've built a core audience here where you will at least get something. People will be like, yes, buy my books. And you'll get that surge of, hey, it means something because your writing does. It's important. I wouldn't bother you. I'm incredibly proud of your health journey right now. And I'm proud of that you writing, but I want to see you get to the next level. And sometimes the only way to get to the next level is gently lift somebody up. And sometimes it takes a boot in the butt. And I'm never sure with you because you have a delicate hiney, I don't want to break it when I kick you in the butt to say, go on, level up, you mook. Okay. Most of the time, I've been stuck in my head, but 'tis a season for me that usually late April, I'm messed up. Yeah, and I understand that too. And if it's that kind of thing, you have to let yourself recover a bit. I would be hypocritical to not. But when you're ready, it's time. And I do believe in you. That's my thing. That's the only reason I give you stuff, Rich. I believe in you. Okay. Sometimes it helps to lean into an emotion. Use it to get something down on paper, even if it's not something you want to write. And that's true too. And sometimes just write something sucky. I'll be honest, the thumbnail that came out of me for today's was not something I planned. It didn't go the direction I wanted it to go. And I really thought about deleting and scrapping it. But one, I was low on time and I needed something. And two, I could tweak it and make it a little better. So I tried to make it as interesting as possible. I don't know if it worked. I'll have to see how people reacted to that thumbnail. It's really interesting to see what my art shorts, because any of the thumbnails I do, you guys see me export it. I put it up. I want to see the numbers. So I have to go in after this program and check out the numbers for that and the other two I did for this week. The other two I like a little bit more. I got to go different places with it, but we'll see. I also owe the lantern guy, the lantern lighter, an image. Listen to the OCD guy. Sometimes I have to type things out, even if I end up deleting it later. But once I've written out whatever I'm obsessing about, it's done in my mind. Okay, you're trying. It feels like that's how you escape the mental slipped gear. That's good advice. Or I've been known to give those thoughts to a character. Let someone fictional worry about the same thing. Makes it more real too. Now I love that. Now Carlene says, how embarrassing. I'd pledged for Eric's Zombleful World of Oz when the card got hacked. So of course today I get email the payment was declined. I am so sorry, Donna. I hope that can get fixed soon. It is a nightmare, and I hate that people will go to great lengths and efforts to steal money and identity from people. There's no need nor call for that. But it is good to see you here, and we appreciate your company, Donna. If that helps you. Not many hackers around here, but a lot of backers. We'll support you any way we can. Oh, great. I hope you can get it changed over. Dang, hackers. Absolutely. Just did. And it went through, of course. Kind of embarrassing. Hope that's the last one. Well, it happens to everyone. Here's a lesson on perfectionism. I was just noticing the intricate work done on the printing and even embossing of the band of a cigar. They did all that effort, and I didn't notice it for years. Well, and continues, what lesson for art and writing can we take from this? That it will never be perfect. Just make it as good as you can. Someone will appreciate it someday, right? Which absolutely, a lot of times you just got to put it out there because no one can appreciate what you leave hidden in your desk drawer. That's why I put it out, because I want Richie. Richie needs the support. I think he really needs to know some people believe in him. And a lot of people in his life haven't as much as maybe they should, and it bothers me. So I try to fix it. I'm a meddler. It's who I am. But we got to keep on trucking. And morning all, morning Nick, morning Joe. Yeah, it's a good time. Joe's here. We'll run his ad. It's a little one. I have not been able to get through editing the big one. Maybe we'll run through that. There we go.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
No, thank you, Joe. It's always good to have you both in the chat and in the commentary. Hey, we got greetings, and greeting, and greeting. Hello, and hi. I wonder if that thumbnail was inspired by Prince's erotic city. Could be Nick Tockert's creative city or Ntf City. Well, it's interesting that you mentioned city, because a huge amount of my art was inspired by an art program that I watched in the 80s called The Secret City. It was on cartooning with Commander Mark Whistler. His name just fell off my mind. Great man with a mustache. Every line was zoom, whoosh. And I realized him talking about zooming the lines when he was drawing over his shoulder. It's really one of those things I want to do. Helped me realize that that's what's wrong with a lot of people. They do these little jagged, skiggity lines. You just got to let it rip sometimes. And he taught me to draw in 3D and see in 3D. And I learned a whole lot. And so cartooning will always be in my background. But the inspiration kind of for that, a lot of the old anime, classic, really dark city animes, things like Wicked City and Demon City Shinjuku, very inappropriate for any human to ever watch, but I was a teenager who found Japanimation at 3 a.m. and was, awash in a world of insanity. But it was really mind-blowing stuff. Hyper everything. But there'd be these cities, and, the spirit of the city would get going. Especially, you got a lot of that vibe from Demon City Shinjuku. Also like Ghost in the Shell, and the artwork from a lot of the Shadowrun games. There's something amazing about a steampunk dark city, and very rarely can get it where I feel like it's right, but it's one of those I chase. And someday I'll get it where I feel it's right. I study, I chase, I get better. This one, I had planned to do something, and I got lost in the weeds for a while. And so I went, well, while I'm in the weeds, I'm going to play around. And I'm glad, I hope you enjoyed it. Hey, Dawn. I was thinking Sin City, but hope Nick hasn't watched that silly so-called movie. I have, of course, seen Sin City 1 and 2. They're visually striking. It's noir, and many people of this may not know I am a complete sucker for noir. Pulpy noir. I prefer it a little more cheerful than Sin City, but I'm okay with that. Anything from Sam Spade to Richard Diamond. Any movie that could involve Humphrey Bogart, glowering in a trench coat. Oh, go. So, like, pulpy noir has always influenced my my interests and a lot of my heroes. It's why I love the early Harry Dresden books. Not so much the later ones, because it's really becoming more sword and sorcery. It doesn't feel like Harry. And I'm really hoping to hear that Jim Butcher's going to do something about that and kind of get back on the path. But he may not. That happens. A lot of times I lose a book series about halfway through because the author goes, wee! And I go, this is a book about the guy trying to do the right thing and not having the right tools to do it, but make and do. You give him all the tools and support, and have the guy stuck in the middle suddenly picking a side. Doesn't feel the same. Doesn't resonate. And that's just me. They're good books. They're well written. It just I'm a sucker for the underdog, and when the underdog just quits having that underdog feel, but that's hard to maintain over 15 or 20 books too. Dawn, yes, everyone's happy to see Dawn, and everybody's getting greeted there. And Dawn, she keeps the greasy and unsavory people away. Sorry, weird creative mood. Rocket, hello there. Yes. We were talking about you, Grant. Yes, we were. Grant, wonder what his Cheers norm like one-liner. Oh, he'll film. And Beowulf has been received. Ooh, I'm going to have to scroll back up. Hey, that's what the scroll button's watch for. Hey, Grant. Donna Carly says, 6 watching, only 4 likes. Don't make me crack the whip. Yeah, guys, please. And if you're on Twitter, please comment in it. I won't see it now, but make your comments there. I'll come back and I'll address them. I know StreamYard doesn't let, or Twitter, they don't talk nice. But I really need to know if people are watching from Twitter. Let me know so I continue, because if not, I may go a different direction with this and some other programs. Hey, Jody and Dawn. Hey, Carl. Hope you like Beowulf, Dawn. Methinks Nick got a haircut. Yes, I did. It hits about 80 something, and I can't keep wearing a natural stocking cap on my head, even though I'm increasingly looking like a tortoiseshell of some sort. I have very strange markings in my beard and stuff, and yet my eyebrows retain most of their natural glory. It's a very strange situation. But yes, it makes me more aerodynamic. I did. He thinks he got them all cut. Lop. Yep, it happens every once in a while. Even the ones that I didn't know I had. LOL. My mom gave Beowulf number 5 a thumbs up for once. She's a tough critic. Glad to hear. We understand, Nick. Everybody has at least one day where we're down. Yeah. Wow, Grant. Checked the mail this morning, and issues of Beowulf arrived, showing them off to Misty earlier. Love the attitude of Mooney. Everyone loves Mooney. Accountability. Let's hear it. Started page 42 of PSN number 4. Later. No, I'm starting page 42 of PSN number 4 later. Saturday's show was okay. Was able to show pages 39 and 40. Well, parts of 39. Yeah. TOS can be a pain, huh? Sometimes you got to wall a while, as long as it's just for a while. Yeah. Rich, yeah, Mooney is everybody's favorite. Accountability was also proved to be an authorized seller on Shortboxed. It is a place that deals with graded comics. I will be able to sell my graded comics there. Wonderful. You've worked very hard to that. I'm happy to hear it. Yeah, Mooney's love. So this accountability thing, how does it work? Besides the obvious, I may need help. Well, it's real simple. You don't have to overthink it. The accountability is you come on the show and you say, my accountability is I did some writing today, or I worked on a picture, or I did this project. And, that lets people know what's going on. And the more you do it, the more you look forward to being able to come on the show in the chat and say, hey, yeah, I did this. This is coming. And it builds a slow hype. People like it. So that's what we're doing. And it gives you that little bit of extra go team. And if you've had a bad day, you say you've had a bad day. A lot of times we'll go, okay, well, we'll support you, because that's the point. This is about creatives supporting each other and talking about what we're doing and trying to get better together. So that's what it's out. Now, if you need help with something, that's what we're here for. I'm sorry, my neck knife is getting itchy. So if you have a question or a comment, Joe, I don't know if I reached out to you. That reminds me. I'm sorry, not Joe Bachman. I've been reaching out to Joe Bachman quite a bit because there's good stuff coming. Joe D. McPhee. Please send me those links on where you got or where you found board game printing services. I am intrigued because I want to when I take BSR to the next level, I am looking for options to make it a big box game. Hey everyone. Hey Omni. We just tell our progress, if any, for the week. Yeah. Hey Omni. Hey Omni. Hey Omni. I don't believe we've met. Some of us just aren't accountable. Donna, you get special permission. It's okay. Accountability. Still getting my comics out. You have your comics in comic shops. You are living the dream of many. I'm even hearing people who have railed against it in public quietly going, man, I wish I could pull that off. So maybe someday we'll talk about how you got it, how you were able to make that jump. Maybe I'll have you on. Accountability. Worked on organizing my books so next time I fall in bed, I don't fall on them. That is amazing. Books aren't too soft. Perhaps softer than the floor? Rich, do you do comic work or prose? Rich does prose. Just to answer his question. It's me. I'm the problem. Hi, Damien. Yeah, that's Damien, guys. Damien, welcome. It is. He does a lot of cool stuff. Let's see. It was my spine that fell on the edge of them last time. Oops. Oh, God, Dawn. Hey, Johnny. But you didn't have to call him out. Make it like he's just avoiding finishing his stories. Guess he kind of needs that, though. Fire is just a title that we used to know. Rich, my buddy. Come on and get it done. Rich, my buddy, because I know you well. Okay. Sorry, I'm sleepy. So am I. I was up till 2 and back up at 7. I am feeling it. I'm not made for that. But I had to get the stuff set up. So how are you doing, Johnny, my dapper and brilliant friend? Hey, Johnny. Yo, we got greeting. And comment dump? Cool. Yeah, I don't want to do that again. That's not. I almost forgot to mention that my show will be on again tonight. Yes, promote. You should have a wrench. Put the if you preset it, put the links in the show. And again, guys, I apologize for the scratchiness of my throat. I did 2 comic shows this weekend. I have interesting stories. Excellent. Especially the lady who didn't like my nuts. Okay. You know what? No, I can't let that one go, guys. 10:26. I'm gonna have to just. Where did it hide? Grant, my friend, not the green room. But we'll go back here and we'll go back up to where we were. Let's hope I remember it, Grant. My brain seems to shut off on Monday nights. It happens. Yes, Grant, we must hear the story tonight. I love noir. I just didn't like Synth City. I felt like it was too cliche and made up to fill a niche that it kind of missed. Oh, it was greatly overdone, and I honestly find a lot of Frank Miller's work to be both at its core depressing, and unfortunately a lot of people since his success almost say it's The Dark Knight Returns, but people emulate it, and there's been so much emulation that it feels like coming back around to the source that this stuff somehow feels extra cliche. It's really odd, but I do enjoy it. Question: is it worth streaming to Twitter as opposed to Twitch? Just curious on viewership on Twitter. I get viewers. I'm working on getting to understand the analytics from Twitch. I do prefer people to watch this program from and all my programs from YouTube. I have not engaged in Twitch. That's what actually. It's funny you asked that because very early in the show, I was mentioning to my Twitter viewers, if you are watching, please comment on that video on Twitter at some point so that I can start to get a better feel, because I am tempted by Twitch, but Twitch has a lot of different formats and you have to do longer bulk videos very consistently. So, yeah. I like the comic book better. I'm sure, accountability is what you're doing towards improving, getting stuff out, mental health, physical health, because self-health care is accountability too. Oh yes, that's what we're all about. That. Okay, we'll do when I'm off work. Thank you. I wanted to write comics, but I work in prose and I moonlight playing in other mediums because of ADD brain. Absolutely. ADD brain is a wonderful thing, and that's why I'm having some trouble getting some stuff out. Because the stuff I want to get out is it's for me, so I rarely prioritize it. And let's see. You're nuts. I guess I tune in later to hear the story. To your comment, I do have 6 ready, but I am working to get ADD and life keeps distracting me. I'm working with Carl for a cover for it. Excellent. Carl, bug him, please. I'm going to say something dangerous. Say something dangerous here, so pay attention. If the fire not getting out, because the fire has to go dormant again for a decade or two to get you putting out books and starting to build yourself where you're supposed to be, because it takes time. Please do so. Seriously, I want to see that. All the Sin City movie was Frank. All the Sin City movies were better than what Frank Miller did to The Spirit. Now that was kind of brutal to watch. That I understand. Um, that's it, Nick. It was overdone. Bogey wouldn't have given his classic "What the Face." Bogey would have given his classic "What the Face" at it. I'm sure the comic was better. Yeah, it really was. But I'm now see the thing is I did enjoy it artistically. Now, my problem is if you want to watch a comic book feeling movie, and it's very comic book feeling, action me flick. I really recommend a movie very few people have watched. It's called Bunraku. It's got Woody Harrelson as a support character in it. I don't think it's Brad Pitt. I'm trying to think who the cowboy is, but Ron Perlman and Demi Moore are in it, and it's one of those where the supporting characters in the world are so much better. You have trouble thinking on the main characters, which sounds odd, but it's a great martial arts duke 'em up in a world where the big governments came and they got rid of all the guns. And so everybody just does crazy hand-to-hand martial arts stuff, and the strong rule the weak. It's weird. It's colorful. It's exciting. It's not as comedic as Kung Fu Hustle, but it's somewhere between Kung Fu Hustle and like Sin City almost. It's hard to explain, but you really need to watch it. And I'd love to hear more people's opinions on it because it's one of my favorite films. They've quiche'd me. Yep. Thanks, Nick. I asked because I stream Saturday show and video gaming on Twitch. I don't have much of a Twitch following, a Twitter following, and don't want to open the floodgate for negativity there. There is a lot of negativity. Oh, God, negativity on Twitter. But it's funny, at least for me, because when I get negativity on Facebook, it's usually from people I know. So it has more weight to it. I rarely get much negativity on Twitter directed at me. It's usually very, people have political beliefs and they're passionate about them, and they have ideological beliefs and they're passionate about them. And while the vast majority of time I don't agree with a lot of what I hear, very rarely is it directed at me. So it's easier for me to endure. But once in a while I get trolls, but I'm just not that entertaining for trolls because I try not to feed them. They usually starve out. I have one pet vampire I've acquired from Twitter, and I think he's one of the best people I've had the pleasure of knowing. In fact, I know a lot of really great people through Twitter. That's why, I stuff didn't work out the way I would have hoped on the role-playing game with Luke right now. We're a step back. We're going to try to figure something else out. But I did make some good friends and some good connections. And it's nice to know because I don't fly anybody's flags about just about anything except, I'm not going to lie about my faith or, I'm an American or things like that. But also don't judge. It's like, okay, if it's your jam, as long as it's not hurting me or anybody else, I got no beef with it. As an artist, you should be able to travel in all circles and, whenever possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all people. That's my goal. I just want to live a peaceful but intriguing life, I think is a way to put it. Because I've lived an intriguing life, I just need to find the balance to it, and it's fascinating when I can. Yep. And we probably need to get together sometime and talk about the Furthermore. I was thinking this morning, Carl, I just passed a couple months, been distracting. We'll leave it at distracting. I know you've been through a lot, and I find the best way from knowing you is to support your progress forward, understanding what you've been carrying. Okay? Because it's too easy to look to, if I encourage you to look back, it's very easy for you to get drawn back into some of the stuff you've been trying to escape and the despair related to it. It's why, there's a danger in dwelling on the past. So I acknowledge what you're going through and what you've been through. But I want to promote the changes in your behavior that will keep that from happening again in multiple ways. I don't know if that makes sense, because I'm speaking very much Nikki's when I feel my hands have to come up. But that's what I want for you, is to progress into a place where you're healthy, happy, motivated, and perhaps even getting a bit back karmically what I think you deserve. Donna, I think you would like V for Vendetta better. It is not one-to-one with the comics, but there are things you may like. V for Vendetta if you're talking the film, is phenomenal. Hugo Weaving was brilliant in it, and I will not truck any. No, actually, I'll let people disagree. They have the right to be wrong, but it's a great film. Good morning, Joe. Happy Monday. I hope you're doing better. Thanks for coming by briefly to my way too late show. We're all grinding our way through it. I need do a couple of non-story pieces for the book, but the story parts are done. Okay. By the way, Comet TV had a Firefly marathon yesterday. After watching several episodes, I can see how it became a cult classic. Oh my gosh, yes. Very early, we'll talk about my buddy Ben, whose birthday would have been the 20th. Rest in peace, brother. But you have to understand, I met him in college, and Ben was 6'6". At the time, he was clocking in around 450, 550. He was a big boy. Well, probably 450. He got bigger later, but he comes thundering in. Now, Ben was a goth. And at that time, it was before he had to corporate himself down a bit. So black nail polish, black hair, band t-shirt, black pants, horns growing out of his ears, the big horn earrings that curl. Comes running up, and he slams both his hands on the table, and he pulls his big finger at me. Looks like a barrel of a shotgun sticking at my nose. You're not Wash. You're not Wash. You're Book. You're not Wash. And I'm sitting here having, like most of the time, drawing scantily clad anime women. I look up at him and I go, whatever you say, big guy, why don't you sit down? We'll get you something to eat. Do you smell toast? Because I had not seen Firefly. It had aired entirely at a time where I was working. And he went, you don't know? And I'm like, brother, my brother from another mother, let's just sit down. No. You've never seen Firefly. Like, No, I don't believe I have. I mean, I like a good show. I think that's a show, right? Nope. And he opens up his book bag, and honest to God, he pulls out the DVD set of Firefly and hands it to me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't want to. No, this is my spare. I keep it to loan to people. You need to watch the series. Okay, Ben, I will watch the series. And I need to go do something. Okay. And Ben he was built like an ogre. I mean, like an actual, just big mountain troll ogre of a man. Love him. Heart of pure gold on the inside. But thuds up back out, and I'm like, okay. And then I watched Firefly, and it is one of my favorite programs of all time. Everyone should watch it in its entirety. Watch it on the DVD so you can watch it in order because it didn't air in order. Go watch Serenity, and then you will cry. You will cry. But it's worth it because it's good. And you won't be the same. It's a good program for that. A little late getting here today. Been busy morning of tests this morning on the job site. Oh, are you breaking concrete things? Feel free, by the way, if you have any of those lovely concrete test beams laying around, to arrange them to be dropped off, because I have got a putt-putt course to put in, and they would make great little dividers to hold down the AstroTurf I may be plotting. I see conflicts and political discussions and tell myself, nope, take that can of worms outside, not interested. Can't let it bother you. I monitor such things for the purpose of situational awareness. I'm far too much of a history buff to not think and look in terms of that. Of you need to know what's going on. And if I have an opportunity to promote some things that I believe are very important, like kindness, mercy, caution, stepping back and getting a good view on a situation. Anyway, if I see a situation where I think I can get the steam to be released just a little bit and pull the temperature down around me of such things, around people that I find to be able to receive that message, I feel I have an obligation to. Because, you have to do the good in the world you want to see. And right now, what I want to see is folks just stepping back from the edge so much. Now, I had a conflict. I was at Menards, and this very angry woman walked up to me and my brother and I, better English anyway, goes, "Where are the cashiers on the other side?" Like, there's one customer service guy down there, because Menards works kind of one way. You come in the indoor, you go out the outdoor, and depending where you park, that'll keep in mind. And this woman, probably in her 60s or 70s, well, I don't want to walk that far. Well, the cashiers are right there. You just have to go out. I mean, madam, we don't work here. I said, well, fine, I guess I'll have to do it this way. And I'm standing there shocked, and my brother actually thanked me, because he was about to say, open up. Well, will you use your feet, lady? That's how you get over there. And I was really wound up, and there was a part of me that wanted to just, because she was rude and verbally destroy her. But then I'm feeding into the conflict, and how bad must her day be that she's twitching and raging, literally shaking, that there isn't a cashier on the other side of the store. And I could have fed into that fury. And believe me, a true part of me wanted to. But all that would have done would be put more negative energy into my day. And I was on my way to hit Sage's to look at the magic cards and Taco Bell. I mean, I was having a good day. So I had to step out of it. But yeah, there's some people just looking for conflict. I don't have time for that. But you choose where you're comfortable. I am online far more than I would be if it weren't for the fact that I sell books and I am genuinely trying to help people. If I wanted a happier, probably healthier life, I would simply stop. I would go, guys, it's been great service. Have a good one. I love you. And click off. And I never get back on again. Save for, or very, very little. I'd step back. I'd only do, a couple. I'd do my programs that I want to do, and I'd cut out the I'd probably leave a couple of I'd leave a lot of Facebook groups. I'd leave a lot of things, and I'd be on a lot less. But I genuinely like helping people, in part because I like how it makes me feel. So that's kind of what we do. And it means enduring negativity. And I'm not quite ready to retire to proper manatee man floating in the water, eating grilled foods and creating what I want to create on the side with my family. I'm not quite there. If I ever need to get there, then I'll go there. That door's open for me. But right now, guys, I have the opportunity to associate with amazing creatives. And I find them, even in some pretty dark places. And then I come back out, and occasionally they come with me. And we hang out here. And if they go back to the dark places and argue stuff, they can. But I want to be a positive influence because I think the world needs more. Even if it comes at knowing that it comes at a measure of cost to me. Because, in the end, the juice is worth the squeeze. And if that ever changes, then I'll fully retire from a few more things and I'll go. But that's not today. And it's probably not looking like tomorrow. So I'm going to keep on telling my truth and being there. Hopefully to do some good. Let's see. And agrees for Joe Buckman. And accountability. Still plugging on Godot 3 tutorials. Had to take a break. This weekend to do yard circuit part stuff. But going to do more tonight. Awesome. I am so excited about that. Online with that. Godot is a video game engine. And it would be just an absolute shame if, at some point, let me see if I can get this to zoom. Oh, no, it won't because of my face. Won't clear? Is there enough? Anyway, these little dudes could come marching across and get pewed and lobbed. I think it would be delightful. So as soon as he tells me what he needs me to do artistically for sprites and stuff, and if there's a 3D program I need to learn because the one I learned has problematic licensing issues. Curse you, greedy dudes. I I will, and I'll make whatever I can to help. You know how I feel, Donna? Firefly cult? Jonestown was a cult too. People are almost religiously fanatical about Firefly. Well, Carl, it's just a matter of what are you being willing to give up to chase the dream? Burn the land and boil the seas. You can't take the sky from me. Sorry, attempting to finish reading this book. Also trying to get a chapter in before basement duties, LOL. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad. Hey, Joe B. Why am I getting notices? I'm offline. I shouldn't be able to get notices, but apparently I am. And Nevermind the Furthermore started. That's good to know. It only let me know about it 15 minutes in. And we'll worry about the rest. Sorry. My friend Kivrin is looking for card catalogs. She asked Mandy and I because of the librarian thing. I was like, why? Because we are looking for card catalogs for our magic cards, because I have a rather robust collection of mostly what the people call bulk cards. I love them. And that was a message from her, which is funny. She needs to promote her work more. Kivrin, if you're watching this, promote your books more. Mandy, you too. The women in my life. Was happy to see Joe. Joe, I did like V for Vendetta. Need to watch that again soon. People should have the right to be wrong. That should be a t-shirt. Oh, yeah. I mean, and I have, that one gets me in trouble. I have offended people more. It's like, you have the right to be wrong. How dare you say that to me? What do you think you're saying? I'm saying this is America. And my version of free speech is you have the right to be wrong. As long as it's, not illegal, immoral, damaging, everyone involved can consent. There are some people who despise pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple on pizza. My responses to them, you have the right to be wrong. Pineapple is great on pizza. And I don't know why I said it like pineapple. But, sometimes I put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Joe, good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Ba-dum, boom. Hey, Joe. Need to hop? Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Bonser. We haven't seen you around a bit. You don't have to cut out all social media. People just need to learn to not take things personally. Not every comment is about me, sadly. You wouldn't leave the guild hanging. You're a true sensei after all. Yeah. I held the line for the guild against a couple kingdoms, some powers and principalities, unspeakable forces from beyond, poverty, law enforcement, a special task force. Yeah. I will always do what I do to take care of the guild. And I wrote my books for the time when my hands no longer work and my legs no longer work and I physically can't do much, so that the teaching is still there. I set up a video so that the teaching is still there. It's almost like I've set it up and I've made sure that I have students who can pass it along, because I believe the work is more important than the worker when you're going towards the good of humanity. And I needed to disaster-proof as much as possible. And now that information and a bit of my philosophy woven through there, not a lot, but a bit, I try not to be too preachy, is in a bunch of countries, in a bunch of odd places. And that's not counting the Russians who are actively bootlegging the simple sword. Hey, Bonsert. Hey, and you know what? I haven't run a Bonsert commercial in quite some time, but let's see. Accountability. It looks like I'm running late. That's fine. Making slow progress on writing, but some expect bound for the Styx's paperbacks any day now. Trailer coming later this week. I look forward to seeing it doing some interior redecorating. We are doing a lot of interior redecorating. But since you're here and I haven't ran one of your ads in a while, which one do I want to run? I'll run this one.
Greetings, fellow traveler. I am Dankard Lexicon. You're either here because somebody directed you here, or because of the strange currents inside the algorithm. In either case, welcome to Radio Retro Future, where we talk about steampunk and other forms of retrofuturism in pop culture. What is steampunk? Well, I'm glad you asked. Steampunk is a combination of science fiction and alternate history, wrapped in a delicious dough of Victorian pulp fiction and modern-day pop culture tropes. You still want to know more? Go check out our ongoing Steampunk Beginner's Guide, the series which explores the genre, aesthetic and culture. Or you can check out the community's musicians, inner teledrama, steampunk music for Fallout. Yes, a actual steampunk-themed radio station for the game Fallout 4 that is part of the mod Old World Radio 2. Or you can check out the Radio Retro Future podcast, where we have interviews with writers and other types of creators within the international community. On our second channel, the Retro Future Research Foundation, on the other hand, we have story videos like Tales of the SCP Foundation, readings of Lovecraft and related writers, lore explanation, and hopefully a very own narrated series of our original short stories called The Association of Ishtar. If you can't wait for the narrations, you can read The Association of Ishtar by following the link down below. That is what we do in a nutshell, and if you want to get involved, join our Discord community where stuff happens. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bid you adieu, and as always, make things your way.
Yep. What Bonsert's done with the Association of Ishtar and Steampunk is impressive, and I'm glad that folks are really discovering it, and it's getting more notability, and the progress he's making is inspirational for all of us. And let's see. Wow, lost internet connection for a couple minutes. I'm sorry to hear that, Donna. You missed some good content. Charcoal says it's lunchtime later, so hi and bye, Char. Hey, Grey Wolf. What have you been up to? What's your accountability? Bye, Donna. I might stick around if folks are still chatty. I normally cut out about this time, but Xander's still asleep, and I'm using this to procrastinate. So, let's see. What else am I doing? I have to edit some videos because I have videos this week. There was stuff I was going to talk to you guys about, and I was rather vehement about it, and I can't get my brain to just pop up and tell me what they are. If you ever want to make some illustrations for AOA Associated of Ishtar, let me know. When I get through with what I'm doing right now, I will reach out to you, Sponsor. I'm just behind the scenes. I'm a little swamped on my works in progress and what I'm doing around my home. When I get to unveil a lot of what I've been doing, I'm hoping you guys will appreciate and understand just how cool a lot of it is. And we'll go from there. But I genuinely appreciate the effort. We really have to keep writing and making our stuff, guys, because I do have cool stuff coming. Now, I do want to briefly remind you guys as it nears the end of the show, and I'm going to be doing this until I get forced to hit the button. Printing costs on Amazon projects are going up. June 20th. June 20th is going to be a big day for me. There's a lot happening June 20th. So I'm literally holding off pushing the button to raise all my costs to balance out. And it may only be a few cents. It may be substantial. I have to look at it. But we are moving forward, and that's the important part, guys. We have to move forward. We have to make things better, because when we work and we're progressing with direction, because progress with no direction is just being a virus, but with purpose and with planning, wonderful things begin to happen. So we're going to work towards that line of thought. And I am glad you guys are on this journey with me, because it's quite intimidating to do so. I have to go. Oh, good. Thank you, Bouncer. It's always nice when Bouncer stops by. It adds a little international class to this. I need to check on some people and Bouncer just reminded me, so I appreciate that. It does look like we're losing some viewers, because I watched the little number tick down. So, guys, let's just call it. Mondays can always be challenging, but it will get better. I have plans to make it better. And I will see you all Wednesday for the next episode of Nevermind the Furthermore, where we're going to cover some more of what you guys are up to. Also, keep your eyes out for whenever Brian decides to do another No Warning, because there will be no warning. That's Brian K. Morris, the nice guy in the corner over here, who was the founder and creator of this program. With that, guys, I love you all. Seriously. Get creating, get writing, because you can always fix it. You can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page.